Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So I want to talk about slips, okay? So if you're working your plan, and inevitably at some point you will falter, but I think it helps to be prepared, because in just being prepared, if you have a plan and work your plan, you have a better chance of not slipping, and certainly less often. And so one of the books that I read, a daily meditation book, is actually from the Hazelden Meditation series, and it's called Food for Thought. And I know this isn't in the right, it's backwards for you, but it's Food for Thought by the Hazelden Meditation series, and this is actually for January 15th. And shout out to Martin Luther King Jr., who really had the right idea when he wanted to include all people and have better equality for all. To my grandfather, my mom's dad, who was born this day as well, and to my great-grandmother, my father's grandmother, who was also born this day, all really powerful people with great morals who made a difference for the time they were on the planet. And who doesn't love that? I mean, if we leave knowing we really made a difference, a positive one, so yes. Just a side note on my horse, Lola. Luckily, the medication and things that she got last night worked. She was much better this morning. And as the day progressed, she got her feisty nonsense back, which I was so grateful for. And we have a whole new protocol on how to better take care of her, as well as the two other horses that we have. And I'm really grateful for that. All right, so this is on slipping. And it says, each time we give in to our giant appetite and go off the program, it's just as hard to get back on as when we first began. And again, this is going to reference Overeaters Anonymous. It doesn't matter if you don't consider yourself an overeater. Whatever your struggle is, even if it's not food, everybody has something, right? And again, inevitably at some point you will slip. When it says giant appetite, I would counter argue that that doesn't have to actually be a physical hunger. So often when we eat, it's because of mental hunger, because of stress, right? Spiritual oppression. I mean, most certainly there's a lot of things like that. Though at the end of the day, we are called to be responsible for ourselves, no doubt. Okay, so it says, if we forget that we are compulsive overeaters, again, just fill in the blank for you, and think that we can handle a little extra food like a normal person, which I've often referred to as normies, right? We're deceiving ourselves. For us, one extra bite invariably leads to another, and we begin to slide downhill back into despair. And that's what they refer to as that first compulsive bite. That first bite that just triggers you to say, screw it and go for broke, right? And for some, that can last for just that one meal. Very fortunate. And of course, it can last for months, years, and ever to death, right? Which inevitably comes sooner than it would have. Okay, the longer we wait to get back on abstinence, the harder it becomes. If we slip, we sometimes feel that since we haven't been perfect, we might as well go ahead and eat a lot. Since we have blown our food plan anyway, when we do this, we punish ourselves. So my precious friend Tanny Raw, whom I mention all the time and is a social media phenom on every health channel, she always says once is a slip, but twice is a habit. You are getting back into a habit. So it's really imperative that we make sure that that doesn't become a second and a third and infinitum, right? So it reads, if a slip occurs, we need to put it behind us. It is over and done. We cannot undo it, but we can at this moment stop eating and start abstaining again. We do not need to wait until another day. Every moment we have the chance of abstaining or overeating. Which do you choose right now? And it's so true, because how often do we have that perfect moment that we're going to be well, right? We're going to be well Monday morning. We're going to get perfect after tomorrow night's dinner. We're going to be great as soon as the holiday ends. Oh, I promise I'm going to totally start again on. And the thing is, once you have all the toxic waste in your body, it is going to be calling out. It is going to be insisting on more, okay? So the thought of this is, may I choose to abstain now and always? Because seriously, to just not give in at all is just the better way. All right, I'm going to do a clean read of this, even though I'm hoping to use it as the icon for this video. January 15th, food for thought, slips. Each time we give into our giant appetite and go off the program, it's just as hard to get back on as when we first began. If we forget that we are compulsive overeaters and think that we can handle a little extra food like a normal person, we are deceiving ourselves. For us, one extra bite invariably leads to another, and we begin to slide downhill back into despair. The longer we wait to get back on abstinence, the harder it becomes. If we slip, we sometimes feel that since we haven't been perfect, we might as well go ahead and eat a lot, since we have blown our food plan anyway. When we do this, we punish ourselves. If a slip occurs, we need to put it behind us. It is over and done. We cannot undo it, but we can at this moment stop eating and start abstaining again, like mid-bite. We do not need to wait until another day. Every moment we have the choice of abstaining or overeating. Which do you choose right now? And the thought, may I choose to abstain now and always. One day at a time, my friends. All right, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you, especially in prayer. I ask you guys for prayers every day, and they're usually for someone else, but I know that it's a unity and that it matters. So again, continued prayers for my sister Vanessa and Lola as she recovers, my beautiful horse, and of course that inbox, which is always coming. All right, until we talk again, best of all, know that I pray for you and that you're blessed.